A very good day. Here you can see first we'll discuss about water quality index, right? So for water quality index, two methods are there. One method is like first you need to understand why water quality index is required, because everyone is not aware with the parameters of water. That we can say like what is the pH exactly, what type of, I mean, or we can say TDS something. TDS maybe it is popular because due to the RO, so many people are aware about, they know about the TDS, but everything like heavy metals, boron, fluoride, chloride, all these things they are not aware. So but in this case of water quality index, it is coming in the terms of only numbers. So number can be easily understood by the people. Here you can see the water quality index in term of excellent, good, fair, marginal, or poor. So depending on it, range from 1 to 100 as air quality index. It is, of course, it was most popular. So first method is type of, in this case when we have some number of failed parameter and total parameter, whatever we have taken. So in this case, failed parameter means we have to analyze the samples on the basis of drinking parameter IS 10500 2012. So on that basis, we need to go for individual test, and then we meet the guideline. If they are not meeting the guideline, then we have to consider as a failed parameter. And how many type of parameters are failed, and how many you have taken, like 20 parameters, 21 parameter, whatever you have taken parameters, though. So then you have to put under this number of failed parameters. Suppose you have taken 20 parameters, and out of that 20 parameters, 10 parameters are failed. So the F1 will be 10 by 20 into 100. And then that is frequent, that is the scope only. And here the frequency, in case of frequency, to calculate the frequency, you have to go for the test, how many times you have tasted all those samples. So number of tests given, suppose you have means tested for 5 times. So how many times this was failed, because in minimum 3 times you need to test. So here suppose we have done 5 tests, so for 3 by 5 into 10, so you 100, sorry, so you can calculate the frequency. And for amplitude, you have to just measure, because the amplitude represent the amount by which failed test value do not meet their guideline. So in this amplitude can be calculated in 3 steps. First, failed test value by the objective minus 1, and that is known as excursion. And another is objective by failed test value. First, we have to calculate the fail test value, that is the number of times by which an individual concentration is greater, or simply we can say which is greater or less than of the guideline or the protocol as per the IS 10,000 500 to 2012. So in that guideline, you have to follow, you have to check whether it is meeting, or it is less than, or it is greater than. So that is we can say considered as a failed test value. And then we can means calculate excursion I and excursion in case of in that's another one. And third is the collective amount. And that collective amount, like we need to sum up of all those excursions, like collective amount by which individual tests are out of compliance, that is calculated by summing of all the excursion of individual tests from their guideline or IS 10,500, and dividing by the total number of tests. Here you can see this formula NSE, the summation of excursion divided by the number of tests. And then you have to go for the F3. If you have already NSE, then you can divide this NSE by 0.1 in 0.01 into NSE plus 0.01. Then you will get F3. And after F3, you need to go for the total water quality index by means equals 100 minus the root of Fn square plus F2 square plus F3 square divided by 1.732. then you will get the exact complete water quality index of that parameter, that water. So here you can see the example. You can calculate by using this formula. Otherwise, second method is you have at least these parameters like biological oxygen demand, dissolved oxygen, fecal coliform, nitrate, pH, temperature change, total dissolved solids, total phosphate, and turbidity. So on these parameter, you can calculate the overall water quality index. And this one, first you need to calculate, means you need to analyze the water quality in terms of all these parameters. And after that, you need to put, here you can see, if range of water quality will be up to 25 in number, then poor water quality, and ranges from 26 to 50, that is fair water quality, range 51 to 70 is medium or average water quality, and if it is range from 71 to 90, then it is good water quality. If it is in the range of 91 to 100, that is excellent water quality, that is potable. And for that, you can see here many examples are there. You can just go to that. Here another formula, another thing like DO, BOD, COD, and ammonical nitrogen, SS, TSS, pH, etc. These parameters. So on that basis, you can go for individual water quality of that any one station, two station sampling locations. And now I will show one here. You can see for water quality index, we need these parameters, DO, fecal coliform, pH, BOD of 5 days, delta temperature degree, that is the change of temperature from one station to another station if there, phosphate, nitrogen, turbidity, and taste. Now I'm filling one, dissolved oxygen saturation percent. So percent saturation, you need to put the saturation percent only. You do not put the dissolved oxygen mg per liter. Here you need to calculate for the saturation percentage of DA. Suppose DO is 90% saturated on that water, and without, if you do not have fecal coliform per 100 ml, then you have to put at least one. Minimum count should be one, otherwise your water quality will not be there. And pH value, suppose it's 7.85. Your BOD is, in case of any river water, is 10, and there is no change in temperature, so you will put 0. And there is phosphate is about 0.3, and nitrates is suppose 15 or 10 or something, whatever we can say, like 5, and turbidity is like 10, and TDS so total solids are there like 250. So you can see here the water quality index is 79.12, and it also says about it is good or bad or something like that, whatever we have told. In that case, now I am changing this. Saturation is 80%, pH is your 8.5, BOD is 300, and phosphate nitrate is the same, and TS is 500, and phosphate is about, suppose it is 2, and nitrate is 10. So turbidity is 15. So you can see this has been already changed in this, that is medium 63.82. Now I am going to change this pH is about 9.5. Saturation is about 65%, and BOD is 350, and there is no change. Suppose in some time it is 0.5, and phosphate is 5. No, this is 0.3, and nitrate is 0.2. Turbidity is 25, and this is 500. So you can see the means water quality has been already changed, that is 62.75. It's medium. So every time when you put the raw data, then immediately that's calculation will be automatically. Here you can see Q value calculation is for dissolved oxygen 66, and fecal coliform is 97, and pH is 3. If you put 0, then what will happen? You can see this will not take, because fecal coliform is there. So suppose here fecal coliform 10, then what will happen? You can see the water quality index is reduced. So you need to put the exact the parameters, whatever you have analyzed from the lab, and labs should be followed SOPs as per NABL MFCC recognition. And then you have to put here the total value. You can enter in this only. You do not put or change other values. These are the calculated. This is the Q value and this is the weighted Q value. So on this basis only, this will be there. Here you can see the water quality index is on the weighted Q value, and what weighted Q value is on the basis of this Q value only. Here you can see every time you can easily identify whatever is. So it is based on this one, right? So individual is there. So by using this sheet, it's very easy. You can means put as a water body, site number, sample date, sample time, whatever you have. So by using this Excel sheet, it's very easy to calculate. And here you can find out the water quality index of your sample, whatever you have. So you need to calculate for every station, every sampling location. Suppose you have 5 samples, if suppose you have 10 sample, 8 sample, whatever you have, then you have to perform for that times. Like if you have 5 sample, then you have to calculate 5 times. If you have 10 sample, then you have to calculate 10 times. If you have only 8 sample, then you have to calculate 8 times. Whatever samples you have to calculate every time. Then you have to put you have to make one another table where you need to put station 1 WKI, station 2 WKI, station 3 WKI, station 4 WKI, station 5 WKI. Then you can make your graph. That's about water quality, how you can calculate. And it's so easy to calculate. I think it's simple, and one can easily understand. Thank you very much.